Hi, welcome to the Revit series by BIM Technologies. In this video, you will learn how to place doors and windows using Revit 2023. During this session, you will learn how to add various doors and windows families from the libraries and as well as from the Autodesk Cloud. Also, you will learn how to place the doors into the walls, how do they behave when you place the doors in the walls. You'll also learn how to modify the instance parameters for the doors, how you modify the doors between the plans and in the elevations and in the 3D model. Similarly, you learn how to place windows. Window instance parameters can be modified, how they can be modified, you will learn. And at last, you will learn how to modify windows in the project. Now here you can see that we have some wall envelopes in the model, and here in the wall envelopes we want to create some doors and windows. We want to add some doors and windows to the exterior and the interior walls. So to begin with the doors and windows, first let us see that what is the first step in order to place the doors and windows into the plan. First, in the project browser over here, you need to check whether the actual families of the doors are loaded or not. So here I go to the project browser, and in the project browser I look for the doors family. So here I get the doors families, and I see that there is one family, that a single flush family is loaded there with different types. Now we are interested to load some interior doors as well as exterior doors and also some sliding doors. Now let's see how we can browse. First we will learn how to browse from the Autodesk Cloud. So this is a new feature that has been added in Revit 2021 onwards. And by this help of this Autodesk Cloud, you can basically load the families inside the project directly by accessing through the internet. Now let's see how we can download the doors families from the cloud. So here we have the traditional insert tab over here, and load from the library. Now there is a new tool which is added here. You'll find this in Revit 2022 and 23 version, and it has been introduced in 21 release also. So you have this load Autodesk families, and in this load Autodesk families, the Revit directs to the cloud for Autodesk. Now you see that here in the load Autodesk families dialog, there is basically various categories which are placed in the left hand side of the dialog box. So what you need to do is you need to basically search for the categories that you want to search. You have the doors categories over here. Just click on the doors categories, and then you find that there are different doors which are available. Like external door, I wanted to have some external door to be loaded. So here we have some families. So I take the double exterior doors, exterior double 2, and let's say these two I want to load into my project. So the moment it is loaded, we can check it into the project browsers under the doors heading. Now you see that there are two families which is now loaded with different types. 15102110 is one of the type of the doors exterior double 2, and this is the glazing bars. So if you want to add this door to this plan, let's say I wanted to add it to the south wall over here. So I can directly select the type, right click, and then I can go with the create instance and bring my mouse to the exterior wall where I want to insert. Now I can see that this door comes up with the swing over here, and this door comes up with the panels and the plan swing over here. The door is visible in various views. You can see the coarse, medium, and the fine. So the fine and the medium view show the threshold of the door. Similarly, if you want to see how it looks in the elevation, you can go to the north elevation of the door, or we will go to the south elevation of the door. Now here you see that if you select how the display can be done, you have the coarse, medium, and fine. So you see here in the medium, you can see that the handles are visible in the medium and fine, but these handles are not visible while you are in the coarse path. So this is how basically you can change the level of detail in the door in elevation and plan. So let's go to the ground floor here. So you can, once you place the door, you can basically go with the swing of the door, like you can flip it inside and outside. If you want to change the type of the door, you can basically click and then change the type of the door. So you can see that the door type will be changed if it is required. Similarly, you can, I'm just tiling the screen over here so that I can have a tile view. So I'm closing the north elevation view. So I go to the tile view once again. So here I want to position this door, and I want to position this door at the center of the wall, at the center of the two walls, that's in the middle of this wall. So I select. Now if I select the temporary dimensions, I can see the temporary dimensions are from the edges of the door, endpoint of the door. So what I need to do is, if I need the temporary dimension from the center, I go to the Manage tab, and the Manage tab I have the additional settings, and then in the additional settings I do have one of the options called Annotations, and here I have the annotations for the temporary dimensions. So here under the doors and windows areas, so I say it's center line. Click. Now you can see that the dimensions are from the center line. So I can change the temporary dimension to a permanent dimension, and then I can go for an equality. So now my door is at equidistance. Now I can move the sill level of the door from the, now if you select the door, you can see that the level is ground floor, so you can change the levels. Let's say I wanted level 1, so it will move to level 1. So I can also change the sill height. Let's say for in this case I wanted to change the sill height to 500, I can change it to 500, and so on. So if I wanted to change the location and the placement of this door, let's say if I wanted to have the door into this wall, so I can select it and I can say pick new host. I can change the host to this particular wall. And here there is a message that comes with the warning which says that the Revit constraints are not satisfied because there was a constraint over here, so I removed the constraint and the door is placed. And I will also remove the reference. So this is how we can basically change the door host. Now if I want to place more doors, here we have the door, and we want to have the load family now from the library that we have loaded. So I go to doors over here. Now this is directly from the computer, the PC or the laptop, that the hardware, hard disk that we have stored. So I go to the doors folder, and here I have different types of doors. So I take a sliding door here. So let's say I take a sliding door, okay, and let's say, okay, here we have two sliding doors. So I wanted to have a sliding door at this point. Similarly, so I can just place it and the sliding door is there. So just go with the 3D view, how it looks like. So the view is ready. Just remove, rotate it, and you can see the doors are placed at the location. Now similarly, you can place the windows into the model. So how do you place the windows? Go to architecture, okay, you need to insert load families. Now similarly, as you loaded the families of doors, you can go with all results and you can find what the categories any, and you can go with the windows code. So I want to take a window, let's say I just wanted to have one window which is arc sash. So note this, and now remember I am taking this windows from the Autodesk Cloud. So architecture windows, so I can have the windows done over here. Now when you place the windows in the instance parameter, if you selected the instance parameter will be having a level, will be having a sill height, and you can change them. If you want to change the type parameters, go to the type properties, and there are various options that you can see that can be changed while you are working on the view. Now let's say you can see this, if you want to change the size of the door window, so let's say it's 9, I want to have a bigger window. I go here, now it overlaps with the door, it says, so I want to have size a bit lesser than if it overlaps with the door. Here we are. So there are some options that can be laid, like for example in the edit type, you can see that if you want to do not have to add the have the glazing bars. You can remove the glazing bar when the cavity closes, and here it will be removed. And similar to doors and windows, windows can also be positioned. Like for example, if you want to have it in the center, if you want to change the host of the window, let's say you select it. And then you can position it after positioning it. If you want to give it a dimension, let's say you can select it, and then you can change it into a permanent dimension, and then you can go for an equal sign. Now, if you see that if you change the dimension to 1810, the window will change. So hope you have liked this video. Please subscribe to our channel and like the videos, and we will be having more videos on Revit for building information modeling. Thank you.